bit too early in the morning for me.
It's too early in the morning for Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got that on camera. We're here in Fowey. She doesn't want to be heard, even though she's wearing a mic. Yeah.
I've had hardly any sleep.
Oh, she's complaining about the sleep. Did you sleep very well last night? Did you not sleep very well last night?
No,
Lucy?
not really. Gran was a bit hard down.
I forgot the mattress. But was it cold?
It wasn't too bad because we had a radiator.
It was all right.
But yeah, the ground was a bit hard.
It wasn't comfy sleeping in the tent last night.
Yeah, so I'm not in the best of moods today.
Oh, that's my fault. Anyway, we're at Fowey. This is actually one of my favourite places, or used to be a favourite place of mine, because my friend, very, very good friend of mine, so big shout out to her today because it's her birthday.
It's her birthday. Hi, Nikki. Happy
birthday to Nikki. We are in the area, so I thought it'd be very appropriate today to pop down, because she used to have a flat here that I used to use when it was free. It's a good little Cornish village. It's a little fishing village. Tourism is now its major trade, but it's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, all the way back to what, the 1300s. I can see a date there, 1300s. The Treffry family. It used to be a place where saints and other people used to go on pilgrimages all the way to Rome and Santiago de Compostela. It is the final finishing place for the Saints' Way, which is a pilgrimage that goes all the way from the north of Cornwall in Padstow. And the church here was actually established by a guy called Finn Barr. And guess where he come from, Lucy? Cork Island.
Oh, I've been there actually. Yeah, I've been to Cork.
Yeah. So they come down all the way through the Saints' Way, and all along the Saints' Way, as I discussed in our last video, it's full of churches and chapels. So we're going to go and check out Fowey for an hour or two and have something to eat. Oh, and Daphne du Maurier, famous novelist, she wrote her first novel here at a place called Brodenick, and we'll go and have a look to see her holiday home there. And, as I've just told Lucy, Dawn French and Lenny Henry used to have a little castle here. So we'll go and have a look at that. I don't know if they still live here. They got divorced, didn't they, or something? I think one of them got all stalkery as well. But not in this castle, because it's surrounded by a giant wall. And it's an absolutely glorious Sunday morning. Craft makers, this used to be like all weird fashion and art and stuff. But someone else has owns it now. We're going down here first. Many a time have I shopped in there, and a few hours later I've been absolutely sloshed. But it does have a good selection of alcohol. And the Shipmates, it's called the Shipmates of Fowey, and it's the best shop, or one of the only shops back in the day. At the top floor there, that used to be my friend's flat, and many a time I come and spend some time down here just to chill out and get away from Plymouth back in the day. But unfortunately, it's now been sold. And I think I made a really strong coffee for Lucy, and she's just tearing away. I can't keep up with her. That village behind me is Polruan. You can get a ferry across there, and it's a very similar, very small sort of fishing port, or ex-fishing port, and now tourist place. And most of the homes in the centre of these villages, so Polruan and here in Fowey, they're all holiday homes. They're all owned by, or second homes that are owned by rich Londoners. And all the fishermen and all the villagers and all the people who work within Fowey or within Polruan have been pushed out into estates. And that's happened up and down Cornwall, to particularly the coastal towns, which have become hotspots for tourists.
Shame, isn't it?
It is a shame. we're going to the Fowey town centre. I thought we'd walk to a place called Ready Money, and there's a little beach there. And yeah, we've got there's all people out walking because it's a beautiful day. They're all sort of walking along the same path as us, and we're just commenting on how posh they all sound.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got to have money.
Don't sound very Cornish.
They don't sound Cornish.
No.
Yeah, you've got to have a lot of money to live here in Fowey. A complete contrast to where we were yesterday in Bodmin.
Yeah.
There's giant hotels and houses that just line this line. You can see them behind.
Huge hotels, they're as big as the ones on the Brighton seafront.
Yeah, with this spectacular view. You have to say that's a spectacular view right there, I think.
Yes,
when the sun is out like this.
Yep, it's beautiful.
It looks amazing. So yeah, you've got to have some money to live here in Fowey.
This is like a weekend getaway, isn't it? For people that live in London.
Yeah, or they own the hotels or the holiday homes and they let them out.
Yeah.
And I bet they're more expensive than the ones that we work on.
Oh, let's have a look down there. I suppose all the poor people live on that side. It used to be influenced by Spanish.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the boats used to go over to the Santiago de Compostela.
Yeah.
Because that church over there looks quite Spanish. It's even got the bell. There's a bell hanging up on the bell tower. That looks quite Spanish. And I noticed this is called Esplanade.
Yeah, this is the Esplanade.
So there's a lot of Spanish terms here.
Yeah.
I suppose it's because all the pilgrims are going to the Santiago de Compostela.
And vice versa. Probably going up to Ireland somewhere. Because that seems to be the route, doesn't it?
Yes.
Through Ireland, down through Cornwall, and then through Europe, through Spain.
The pilgrimage.
Yeah, that would have been the Catholics.
Yes, it must have been very religious around here. See, Esplanade.
Yeah.
Well, I know they do that in a lot of coastals.
This house, this used to belong to Dawn French and Lenny Henry.
Oh.
Yeah. It doesn't anymore, I suspect, because they're divorced. Lenny Henry and Dawn French, they're the type of people who say open borders, no walls, etc., etc. And triple fun fact about Dawn French is that her relationship ended with Lenny Henry and she started dating a guy called Mark Bignell. Dawn French's mother was a major donor to the charity that Mark Bignell ran, and that's a place called Hamo's House. And Hamo's House is where I went to help with my recovery from alcoholism. Oh. Yeah, I spent about 2 years in there. And Mark Bignell was the chief executive. Yeah, so I'm not going to say he's a bad guy or a good guy, only that he was dating Dawn French.
Oh, there's a connection
small worlds. 4 steps from Richard Bacon. Yeah, Kevin Bacon. We're 4 steps from Kevin Bacon. And I'm a couple of steps away from Dawn French and Lenny Henry. Kevin Bacon, Dawn French. This is Ready Money Beach. Beautiful, eh? This is the starting point of the Saints Way. So I'm hoping to do this in the coming weeks. Fowey has got actually an amazing natural harbour, and this was a major port, including for military activities. And the sign said that we read when we come in that it was actually quite famous for once providing more fighting ships than London to the siege of Calais, which happened in the 1400s. So and Polruan and Fowey. And these giant hotels, Lucy was just saying, Victorian?
Yes, Victorian, Edwardian. So they've been here for hundreds of years, providing rooms for tourists.
Yeah, or people on pilgrimages.
There's not as many religious people as there used to be.
No.
But when I did Santiago de Compostela, there was hundreds of people doing the pilgrimage there. Not very many English people though. It was mainly Portuguese and Spanish, French, Christian Europeans. I think the English people are not as religious, are they, as Europeans? Spanish and Portuguese names. And there's a lot of Portuguese people in Bodmin.
Probably dotted all over.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of Portuguese and Spanish and Mediterranean people in
Yes,
Cornwall in
sort of
general.
over the years, the pilgrimage are mainly Spanish and Portuguese. So they've come over here, done the pilgrim tour and thought, well, this is a nice place. I think I'll settle here, open up the cafe.
Yeah.
Made it quite continental looking.
But that's a natural immigration into the county, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, because there
It's
was
not like we've got a Portuguese problem.
no,
or a Spanish
but there were a
problem.
lot of Portuguese people in Bodmin.
Bodmin, yeah.
So
Which we was surprised by at the time.
Which is
but
really
now,
strange in Cornwall.
Yeah.
So I think that they've probably sort of drifted off from the Saints' Way.
Yeah. By one way or the other, like they've organically come via that route. So yeah, it's quite interesting. A lot of history to it.
Yeah.
Walking into the Fowey village, we're actually hoping to get something to eat. So fried breakfast would be beautiful.
Oh, it's actually open.
Yeah. And you come down to river level from the hill into the town centre. You see there's a craft shop behind me. There's a couple more up there. And there's all these little boutiques and fashion shops at dot places like Fowey. Polruan was the same. And so Lucy's gone in there to look at one of the art shops. But behind me on this side, old school building, church. And it looks like it's been turned into apartments. So, and I expect they're very expensive. So that's Kitto's Butchers and Delicatessen. The quality of the produce in there is amazing, but you've got to pay for it.
Yeah,
And I remember getting a fillet steak in there, like a 10-ounce fillet steak or an 8-ounce fillet steak. He said, what are you going to do with it, mate? And I said, I've got to chuck it on the barbecue. And you should have seen his face.
Yeah, what a waste.
He's like that. I was pissed. Behind me is the Brown Sugar Cafe. We just had a really, really good fry up in there. Highly recommended. It's probably the only place open, I think, where you'd be able to get some food at this time of morning on a Sunday in Fowey. So check it out. That church, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, we won't go in there.
Yeah.
Everyone will stare at us. It's called Fowey Church. There's some really, really, really old gravestones. I think they're dotted around.
Can we walk around it?
Yeah. Yeah, these stones here, look, these are really, really old. I don't know how old they are, but they're old.
Yeah.
And this church is pretty mental. Yeah, those there, that one there, big one was 1620.
Wow.
So this is one of the saints that we've been talking about. I don't know who. Maybe it was Finn Bar.
What does it say on that side? It says Reynald Moyne. Here also lies the body of the two infants, John and Jonathan. Oh. This guy and two children are buried in there, in that tomb.
What's his name?
I can't see his name. John Radley.
John Rashley.
Ashley.
And the Devonshire house, you can see in there. He...
In Virtue Life in Fowey Town. I don't know, it must have been some important person in the village.
Here's a brass robin.
Here lie the body of Tho Rashley, who died 1662 at the age of 67. Wow. So very wealthy people in Fowey managed to get their bodies buried in the church, actually in the wall, in a tomb.
Are they in the wall, are they?
They're in there.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That one's got two children in it as well. Yeah.
Some cool
Really
things on the
tall
wall.
ceiling, isn't it? This is where the... Shall I lift it?
I don't know, can you?
Yeah.
Careful.
It's where you put holy water. And then when you come in, you put your finger in the holy water and then you genuflect. Bell ringers. There's a bell ringing tower. So the bells used to be in here, and the bell ringers used to swing up and down on the ropes.
Yeah. So this is where the bell tower was.
Yeah.
Now,
They're taking the bells out.
this church is, but it still rings literally every 15 minutes, or it used to. Yeah, and when you used to sleep here, if you in the village, all you could hear were the bells just non-stop, especially on a Sunday morning when you didn't want to get up to.
That's calling everyone to church.
Yes.
Wow. Bethany, wife, Daphne.
Old. All of this.
You can't even see
Old.
the picture anymore. Hundreds of years old.
Yeah, longer than that. It's quite nice to see everybody in there talking to each other and sort of using the church as a social occasion.
Yeah,
I know I didn't get one on camera, but everyone was sort of talking away and everything.
Yeah,
So
they had
quite
service and then they all had cups of tea in there.
Yeah. Let's go look at the rest of the village.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, Tristan Stone,
Lucy's found a
Forest
list.
Church, St Catherine's Castle, but we didn't go quite there. I'm going to ignore you. Daphne du Maurier, there we go. And there's her house.
Yeah, where is it? Where did we not find it?
It's on the ferry side.
Yeah, where's that? Number 9.
It's
Number 9. Oh, God, it's all over there. Behind me used to be a really good fish and chip shop. Now it's an Indian restaurant. You're speaking to a lady in one of the gift shops, saying that her son
can't afford to live here, and he's had to move out.
All the holiday homes.
Yeah, she was saying that if
Here's
you,
one. Look.
she said,
Oops, sorry. Beg your pardon? Fuck yeah, no. Yeah, she was saying all the houses have got holiday homes have got key locks
she said
on.
they've all got key lock codes on, even the bigger houses. By the front door, there'll be about 5 key lock code boxes, and they would have turned each floor into a flat, a holiday flat. And she said that most of the houses
there,
here.
Coming up, key lock on it, holiday homes, sitting behind me, look. Yeah. So all the people who lived here normally have been pushed out, and the house prices have probably skyrocketed.
Yes.
Must be an absolute fortune to live
That's
here.
quite typical of Cornish fishing villages, really. The places that are well kept. They just push out all the locals because they can't afford the rents anymore, or
More here, look.
they just get bought up by
everywhere.
outsiders. And
Here's another one.
yeah,
look.
see, look, there's 3 key lock
3
codes
there,
on there, so they turn that house into 3 flats,
so that's-
holiday flats.
And they're probably charging 1,000, 1,500 quid for a weekend. Probably.
Yeah.
Mental. Right in the middle of your. So that's Daphne du Maurier's house.
Maurier. old black and white one. It's really atmospheric. It's quite a good film, actually.
That's a Daphne du Maurier story, yeah?
Yeah, Rebecca.
What type of books did she write?
Well, romance and...
Sort of period.
Yes.
And that's her house there.
Yeah. Yeah, they did make one of her... Well, I don't know how many of her books they've made into films, but I saw Rebecca. It was a really old black and white film.
I'm pretty sure it's not the sort of film I'm going to enjoy.
No, probably not. It's not
No.
science fiction, Darren. No spaceships in Rebecca.
You're partial to an alien or two, Lucy Lou.
This is true. A bit like Tess of the D'Urbervilles or...
Bit like what?
Tess of the D'Urbervilles.
Never heard of it.
Or Wuthering Heights. It's a bit like Wuthering Heights, yeah.
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's a film I'm not going to enjoy.
Yeah, well, it's a British classic.
British classic. Look at this one. How cool is this?
Yes, now you see, if you had to choose Daphne du Maurier's old house or that modern mansion over
This
there,
house.
which one would you choose?
Oh,
The one with all the glass windows.
that house there.
I like the old.
Yeah, I like that.
Old
I like
style,
that one as well.
Yeah.
And that is the Brodenick car ferry.
Oh, is it?
And,
Okay then, thank you. Yeah.
That just goes across
Yeah.
to the other side, over to there, over to there, to carry on your journey. And it's one way of connecting by road to Polruan. You want to go to Polruan?
I want to go and have a look at Polruan.
Oh, okay. There used to be a doctor in Polruan called Dr. Dick Cockshot. That is the Brodenick car ferry. And Lucy reckons it's £8. I'm sure it's going to be like £2, yeah? I was Foy. Hope you enjoyed our little look around. We are going on to Polruan, so this might be one video, or if the video ends right about now, make sure you like and subscribe, and then go and check out our little visit to Polruan. And who knows, Dr. E. Cockshot might still be working there. If you like my videos, please make sure that you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe and comment. Thank you. There was a church for sale, holiday homes. Crazy.